subscribe, like, comment, and hit the notification bell.
Hi friends, how are y'all? I'm back with my top 5 desserts I want to film with you. This is part of the series I've been doing. I already have 3 other videos out about my top 5. I have my top 5 breakfasts, my top 5 lunch, and my top 5 dinners. And those videos are doing really well. The breakfast video has gotten like over 16,000 views, which is insane to me. It's my most viewed video. So I hope this one does just as well. And similar to those videos, these 5 desserts are not necessarily going to be specific recipes, but rather ideas that you can tailor to your own like, taste, and points. And if you're new here, I'm Brandy and I'm 41 years old and I've been following WW for almost a few years now, I believe. And yeah, so let's get into it. I will try to share points when I can, but like I said, a lot of these can be tweaked for your liking and your ingredients. So it's really hard for me to tell you exactly the points. But if I put something up on if I put a video clip of me preparing a specific item on the screen, I'll go ahead and put the points as how I prepared that one. But I would say overall, I didn't rank them. Hang on, I'm looking at my notes. Let me rank them. I did most to least. So let me get them in my head ranked. So the number 1 dessert I've had in the past 2 years is, can you guess it from the ingredients? Probably not, because I'm missing one of the main ingredients. I'm missing a banana. But I have made sundaes or banana splits. Oh my goodness, I can't even count how many times. I think I discovered that I could have a 5-point or below sundae like within the first week of starting WW, and I was obsessed. So most times I would say not most, probably 50% of the times I use a banana, half a banana, and the others I don't. And I just like slice the banana up in little circles and put it on the bottom of the bowl. But the ice cream I use every single time is Halo Top. I feel like Halo Top gets a really bad rap. I feel like people don't really like it, and I'm not sure why. I find that the texture is nice and creamy. You do have to let it sit out and kind of soften up to scoop it, but I don't see anything wrong with it. I absolutely love it. And the serving is 2/3 of a cup and for 2 points. So you can have this whole, well, not the whole thing, but 1/3 of this container is only 2 points. So I didn't check for the whole container because I don't ever use that much. So this definitely makes 3 to 4 sundaes for me. And I haven't tried many other flavors because I prefer making sundaes with just vanilla bean. Like I don't know if there's any flavors I've purchased just to eat ice cream by itself. Now I'm thinking about that. I need to try that. But what do I put on my sundae? There's 2 primary toppings I like. I really like fresh strawberries. And what I do, if I know I have some strawberries that are maybe going bad, or I know I'm gonna want a sundae after work, I finally cut them up and I put a little bit of monk fruit sweetener and give them a shake and put them in the refrigerator for like a day. And that's like they macerate and they make all this nice juice. That's my number 1 topping. My other go-to topping is pineapple. This is fresh pineapple, but I'll also like to use the canned crushed pineapple. I love a good pineapple sundae. I feel like it's underrated as well. Even like at places you go get ice cream, like pineapple sundae, my jam. So those are the main 2 ingredients. Oh shoot, I almost forgot. But there are 2 other ingredients I will add. Most of the time I'll add just a tiny bit of the Hershey syrup. A little goes a long way for me. But if you just like a good old fudge sundae, I would think this would work in a pinch. If you like a caramel sundae, this will work in a pinch. I don't add this too terribly often, but if I have no strawberries, no pineapple, I'm more likely to just put this on a little bit of ice cream than I am this. This is just too much alone for me. And I will say this is 3 points for the 2 tablespoons, but like I'm going to say over and over, you will not need the entire serving. That would be so much freaking caramel. It would be so, so sweet. So what else goes on a sundae? Ready Whip. And the fat-free version is 0 points for the serving. You can have quite a bit and it's still 0 points. but I like a lot, so I bump it up to 1 point worth. And the fat-free is better or lower point than the sugar-free for the Ready Whip. And I think it tastes absolutely fun. It doesn't bother me. These are my favorite nuts to put on sundae. The serving size is 2 tablespoons for 3 points, but again, that serving size is 17 grams. I usually will only use like 7 grams. So, and it's like a point. And you find these in the grocery store by like the ice cream toppings. That's typically where I find them. And they're just like finely milled nuts. I absolutely love having these at home because I'm a huge nut lover, and we all know WW does not like you to eat nuts. They need to get over that shit. But anyways, having them finely chopped up like this gives me that nut taste and stuff with not adding a ton of points. So look for these for sure. I feel like not a lot of people know about these. The last thing you top, cherries. Can't have a sundae without cherries, right? It's worth it. 1 cherry is 10 calories and it's 1 point. I think it's highly worth it. And since I'm counting a whole point for 10 calories, I also scoop some of the juice in my sundae and just give it to me as a freebie. So again, these are like in the, also with the ice cream topping and whatever, and they're maraschino cherries, whatever the heck that means. You know, they're just the little cherries in the juice. But if you're not topping your sundaes with cherries, you're missing out on the full experience. So if I do it like this, I feel like I'm at like Dairy Queen getting a banana split. And again, like I said, I think I can do a sundae and it's like not even 5 points. Sometimes it's as low as 3 points depending. And it gives you that sweet tooth. So I really, really, really love ice cream sundaes / banana split. Watch. Funny story, when my husband and I go get ice cream, mainly before WW, he has a huge sweet tooth. And anytime we'd go, I always want a banana split. Well, my sweet tooth's not that big, so you know I can't order this big banana split and expect to eat it alone. So I was like, oh, will you split a banana split? And he never wants to because he always wants like the peanut butter brownie chocolate explosion, you know, with all that chocolate crap, like that's his jam. So when we used to go get ice cream, I hardly ever got banana split because of the size. So once I realized I could do this at home, game changer for me. Game changer. And I didn't do it before my health and fitness journey. Like I wasn't at home making a lot of ice cream sundaes. Okay, let's move on. My number 2 most had dessert in the past few years is apple nachos. I came across this either on TikTok or a Facebook reel or something. And then even more so, Nikki Gets Fit. I think she's well known for making apple nachos. And the first time I tried it, I was so excited about how much I liked it. I didn't realize I liked caramel as much as I did. I didn't know I liked caramel and apple. So what do I typically use for my apple nachos? I like to use one of 2 types of apples, either a Granny Smith apple or a Honey Crisp apple. Actually, Pink Ladies work too. Those are my 3 go-tos. And I don't really like the outside of the apple, so I do usually peel my apple. I don't have to, but I do. So anyhow, those are the 3 apples I use, and I have no apples. This is Saturday, I need to go to the grocery store, but we all know what apples look like, right? So look out for Granny Smith, Pink Ladies, or Honey Crisp. All those are great for this recipe. What do I like to top my apple nachos with? I stick to one of 3 items for the main topping. If I'm really needing to keep my points in check, I use PB2. This is really easy, and you can find this even at Walmart. It's just a powdered peanut butter. You add water and mix it up, and it's really good and super low in points. I think the serving size is only 1 or 2 points per serving. So this, when I need to do low points, this is my go-to. Not low in points at all, is just regular peanut butter. I'm not gonna give you the points because it's highly variable on your brand. I would say I rarely use this. If I use this, I'm more or less not making apple nachos, but really just eating apples and dipping them in here. Like that's more of like a quick snack. Oh, and just for a bonus, I have not personally done it, but I've seen people take apple and sprinkle just the powder on it, no add water, and shake them up, and it's kind of like, almost like you added a seasoning to apples. I've been meaning to try that. But my number 1 is the sugar-free caramel. I absolutely love this stuff. It's so yummy. The serving size is 2 tablespoons for 3 points. But to be honest, that's 38 grams. You don't need 38 grams for apple nachos. I usually use around 9 or 10 grams, and it's like 1 or 2 points, depending on the exact grams. But a little goes a long way of this stuff. And I do find it can be somewhat hard to find the sugar-free. The other one, the non-sugar-free, is way higher in points, so I don't suggest you would do that. And the other one is like runnier. I like the sugar-free better in this. So after you have your nachos, your apples all laid out on your plate, and you picked whatever you're topping them with, you can also do chocolate drizzle if you want. I've never done that, but you could use the Hershey's zero sugar, or like a low point jam if you wanted to. So there's other things, but these are what I've stuck to. Then after that, typically I do a little bit of nut topping. And if I don't do these nuts topping, and again, like 10 grams of this is like 1 point. Even the serving size is 17 grams. You do not need all that. So I just put 1 point. And if I don't use these, I'll just finally dice up some fresh walnuts. I like having a nut because I like having a crunch. Another topping I like to do is just crumble a Fiber One brownie or a cookie, and these are 2 points each. So I just crumble it all over the top. Let me show you something else. Typically, I'm always out of the Fiber One brownies here lately, so I keep the Lily's chocolate chips on hand, and 33 chips is the serving size. Again, I don't use near that amount. I'm not telling you points on purpose because you need to scan these ingredients and know exactly how much you add to do your exact points. That's, I don't know. I just hate saying, oh, this is 3 points, when in reality, you're not gonna use 3 points worth. So anyhow, I love putting these two on top of the apple nachos, and a little goes a long way because I'm not a huge chocolate person. And then the last 2 ingredients is fat-free ready whip. I absolutely love this on my apple nachos. And if I'm feeling festive, just a little bit of sprinkles to make me feel like a kid. So if you haven't tried apple nachos, I highly suggest it. They are addicting and they're so good. And you can really play with it and make it a million ways. And typically my serving of apple nachos is anywhere from 3 to 5 points, depending how I make them. But they're so filling. Usually when I make a plate, I ask my husband if he wants to split it with me, and he eats like 30% of it, and I have the rest, the 70%. He likes them, but not as much as I like them, so I think he makes sure he doesn't eat half the plate. My number 3 dessert is brownies. Yes, these are only, the way I prepared them right here, they're only 3 points if you cut them into 12 servings, but who's gonna do that? If you cut them into 9 servings, how they should be, then they're up to 4 points. But these are turtle brownies. And when I make my brownies, I just use this sugar-free cake mix, and I don't add oil. Instead of oil, I replace it with the sugar-free applesauce, and then I still add the egg, and usually I have to add some water to thin it out a little. Of course he needs to go out. Of course he does. You wait. But anyways, in this batch, since they were turtle, I also added the caramel sauce that I've been showing. I didn't bring it out again for the 3rd time. Why would I? And I also added a little bit of the Hershey syrup, which I've never done in the past, so I'm curious to see how it changes things. And a few walnuts, but like I said, 3 to 4 points. What you can also do is there's the sugar-free cake mixes as well. And there's tons of recipes out there about like dump style cakes, where you literally just take the package of the cake mix, you put it in your pan, and then you'll like pour a 7-Up soda and then bake it like that, and like a sugar-free Sprite or whatever. So I've done a few of those, and they're really, really good. You all know, if you watch my breakfast, I also make muffins out of this sugar-free cake mix, but I'm not specifically focusing on cakes and cookies because brownies are my jam. I really like to brownies before my journey. If you just do the brownie mix, it's not nearly as good. You have to like spice it up some. Oh, one thing I did do, and I don't know if it was in a video. I don't know. I don't think I put it in a video. But I used the sugar-free yellow cake mix, and I made an upside down pineapple cake. That was so freaking good. You put the pineapples in the bottom of the pan, and I used fresh pineapple, and then in the center of each pineapple, I put half of the maraschino cherry, and then I did a cake mix over the top and baked it. Unbelievable. Oh, and I added a can of crushed pineapple in the cake mix. It was so freaking good. And sorry I don't have a video of that. But anyhow, that is it for the third place, brownies. And the number 4 spot is popsicles. And if I think back, I would probably bet that popsicles are the thing I actually eat the most for dessert because they're so easy, and I found many I like throughout my journey. The first one I found were these 100-calorie fudge pops by Healthy Choice. I got these at Costco on a whim, not knowing how good they would be, but they are pretty big and they're only 4 points. So if you like fudge bars, I highly suggest these. It was a good find, and I've been eating them ever since. The next thing I found, you really can't see it, but I have tons of videos of me eating it, so I'll pop it up, are these mini ice cream sandwiches, which I didn't even really like ice cream sandwiches, so I don't know why these are so good. But the brand is Favorite Day, and you find them at Target, but they are 5 points each, even though they're only like 80 calories. So kind of high, but I really like it in a pinch. Another thing I really like is these like Italian ice pops. I actually get these from the Dollar Tree. There's all flavors, and these are like only 3 points each, and they're quite large. If you buy the other thin ones, you know, like the ones you used to have growing up, a lot of those are only 2 points, but these flavors are way better. I was looking at it, this side's up and this side's sideways. I was like, am I showing it to them sideways? But no. Anyways, distracted. I like these, especially in summer if we're outside with the dogs, hanging out, working in the garden. You know, having one of these suckers is really, really good. And the berry lemonade is my go-to flavor. And there's all kinds. Like I said, Dollar Tree has these. So keep your eye out, and they have lots of fun flavors. Now, out of the ice cream cones that I think are the best and take the best, it's the Trader Joe's Hold the Cone. They have different flavors of these. The chocolate chip, I argue, is better than the chocolate. I ate the chocolate only for like months and months, and I finally broke down and bought this one. And for some reason, this one's better. But they had one during Thanksgiving, that time period, like a ginger carrot or something like that I didn't get, and I highly regret not getting. But I'll show you what they look like. Oh, let me open it the right way. Ah! Oh goodness, don't let me drop it. My dogs will like that. So they're just this big, but these are amazing. It's the flavor. But they are, I can't remember off the top of my head, they're either 4 or 5 points. I'm pretty sure they're 5 points. But again, there's different flavors, so scan them. But my husband doesn't like them. He says they're too little to enjoy. It doesn't bother me, but I'm not a huge sweet person. But these are definitely my fave for the flavor. All the boxes are like that. I've never noticed that. But nothing exciting, but definitely get you some popsicles. Yes, I've tried the Yazoo. I will eat the Yazoos, but to me, they taste like yogurt. If you love Greek yogurt, you'll love them. I don't love Greek yogurt. I don't love yogurt. So those are just, I won't buy them. They're expensive. I highly, highly prefer these to the Yazoos. Oh, another one I really like is like, they're like Outshine bars, I think, and they're 100% natural fruit bars. I don't have any. I really, really like those as well. And there's some really good flavors. So let's move on to the next one. And my 5th go-to dessert is angel food cake. You can find a lot of store-bought angel food cakes that's super low in points, and you can jazz up any way you want at home. Some of my favorite ways is using macerated strawberries again, and make like a strawberry banana, or not, make a strawberry shortcake. That's one of my all-time favorite desserts. So that's really easy to create. And even if you don't use angel food cake, Walmart, I know I always see them, that has the little circle shells. And I think if I remember correctly, they're only 3 points each. And if you just put whipped cream and the strawberries you macerated in sugar substitute, such as monk fruit sweetener, then you have a 3-point strawberry shortcake. So that's mainly my go-to for angel food cake and not strawberry shortcake, those little cakes. So what do I make out of angel food cake? Strawberry shortcake. How hard is that? But I haven't done much else with it. One time I did drizzle some I had some berry jam and I did some frozen berries over it. So stuff like that is too. And I hope I have videos because I did that quite some time ago. So I hope I have some video because I don't have any ingredients here. I was gonna wait and film this video tomorrow after I grocery shopped and I was gonna pick it up, but I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and do it. I can always find a picture of a strawberry, oh my goodness, strawberry shortcake. I'm struggling here. And for a little bonus segment, another go-to of mine when I'm having a sweet tooth are these WW candies. And I have a whole video reviewing like everything I've tried from the WW snack line. I will link it up here or here, whichever way it goes. I'm not sure. My husband and I we did a taste test of all the little snacks. But I have found my favorite three are the chocolate pretzel, which they redid from last time. It used to be in a different color and it was better. These are still okay, but before it was more pretzel. Not as much pretzel now. I really like the chocolate caramel. I find these are super yummy. And then the chocolate peanut butter pie, to me, actually tastes like a Snickers. So these are all 2 point each. And if you're just needing a quick something, I will grab these in a pinch. Usually these are more like my daytime desserts, not necessarily after dinner. But I just wanted to throw that in there as a little bonus because they are some of my favorites. And they're also something I've been eating for a really long time. The snacks on WW can be pricey, but I wait for them to have a sale. They'll do like a sweet sale and then I like stock up. Like I buy a box of each and it lasts me months and months. So anyhow, that is it for all my dessert ideas. I appreciate it so much for waiting, and I know the series has taken a while, and I plan to kind of do a spin-off, 2 different spin-off series. So my next series is going to be 20 bowls under 10 points. And don't worry, I'm not gonna make one huge video showing you 20 bowls. I'm gonna break it down into 4 different videos. So in each video, I'll show you 4 bowl options. And then I also don't wanna do another series with like my top 0 point foods, and then my top go-to WW snacks, and then maybe my top WW ingredients. To me, ingredients and snacks are 2 totally separate things. So that'll be another series coming through you. Okay, that's it, friends. Bye. Thanks for watching. Go watch the rest of the series if you haven't, and like. Love y'all.